I'm trying to make it as exciting as you possibly can. So bring it. How's your season? Who was your last game? Lucky. And you won, right? I don't want to see you like. Oh, you remember? It was like.
Welcome, Centennial Jags fans. We are here in Urbandale for the Urbandale Invitational. This is the first game of the day where the Centennial Jags are getting ready to face off against Des Moines Roosevelt. In the front court for the Jags, we have Addie, Sophie, and Ellie. In the backcourt, Megan, Maddie, and Tate. Oh, Ellie might be in the back row. Tatum might be in the front row. They're all grouped together here. Yeah, Ellie in the back row. Maddie will check out. Maya checks in. The Jags set to get this first game of pool play underway. Jags will be starting with the serve. Megan has the ball. We are ready to get this game underway. Megan with the first serve of the first set. Hard low serve cross court. That goes backwards out of bounds. And Megan starts off pool play with an ace. So Megan with another serve. Hard low serve down the middle. Another ace. Back-to-back aces by Megan. Here to kick off this tournament. Megan back looking for some more. Hard low serve. Roosevelt able to get this one up. They're going to set up their right side hitter who hits it deep. That's going to be too deep out of bounds. So the Jags off to an early 3-0 lead here in the first. Megan back again. Another hard serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to have to bump it over. Maya with the pass to Megan. Megan back sets to Tatum. Tatum goes into the block and gets blocked at the net. A good block by Roosevelt there, so they get their first point of the set. Now getting set to serve. Roosevelt, hard low serve down the middle. Maya able to pop it up to Megan. Megan to Sophie. Sophie through the block and down. Kill for Sophie in the middle. So Addie will check out. Kaylin will check in and head back to serve for the Jags. Deep serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to get it to their middle. Kaylin gets a hand on it, but not able to get it up. So Roosevelt, after the kill, will get set to serve. Down 4-2 here early in this first set. Deep serve. Ellie able to pop it up to Megan. Megan back to Ellie. Ellie goes off the block and backwards. Roosevelt gets the dig. They're going to push it over. Tatum pops it to Megan. Megan out to Ellie. Ellie with a hard swing goes over the net. Roosevelt able to get it up. They're going to set their back row hitter who hits it deep. That's going to be too deep out of bounds. And the Jags with the point will send Maya back to serve. A flurry of action on that last point. The best point so far of the game. Maya, hard serve cross court. Roosevelt able to get it up. They're going to set up their outside hitter who hits it into the block and gets blocked at the net. Tatum able to read where that ball was going and slap it down. Maya with another serve. Deep serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. Setting up their right side hitter who goes cross court. Kaylin gets the dig. It goes over. Ellie hits it over. And then on an overpass by Roosevelt, Ellie hating the sideline for the kill. The ball actually hit the backboard of a basketball hoop and came straight down. Megan did a great job getting it back up. Maya, hard serve down the line. Ace for Maya! Beautiful serve by Maya going down the sideline, catching the deep corner. So Roosevelt adjusting their serve receive here for Maya's next serve. Another deep serve. That's going to hit the back wall. Maya, a little too much oomph on that serve. So Roosevelt getting the point, down 5, now getting set to serve. Deep serve down the middle. Kaylin pops it up to Maya. Maya, Ellie hits a roll shot over. Roosevelt gets the dig. They're going to set up their outside hitter. It's a tip shot. Megan and Maddie not able to get the tip. The little teardrop over the block. So Roosevelt back to within 4. Another serve, low serve. Kaylin pops it up. Megan gets it to Tatum. Tatum hits it down the line for the kill. Kill for Tatum on the right side. So after the kill, Tatum will head back to serve. Tatum, hard low serve. Roosevelt pops it up. They're going to set up their right side. Oh, they got confused. I think, wrong point. I think the ball hit air vent and it came down sooner than they thought. And they let it drop. So Tatum back to serve again. Deep serve down the middle. Roosevelt pops it up tight to the net. Able to hit it cross court. Kaylin not able to get that ball. So Roosevelt getting the ball back down 5, now getting set to serve. Roosevelt deep serve. Ellie able to pop it up to Tatum. Tatum backs to Maddie. Maddie tips it cross court. Roosevelt in a little trouble. Gets it to their outside. They hit a roll shot over Maya with the dig to Tatum. Tatum out to, they're going to say a lift on the ball by Roosevelt there. So the Jags will get the point. Kaylin checks out. Addie checks into the front row as Ellie heads back to serve. Ellie serving down the line. Roosevelt able to get it up. They're going to set up their outside hitter. Hits a roll shot off the block and out of bounds. That's going to be a kill for Roosevelt. So Roosevelt still within that 5-point range. Now getting set to serve. Deep serve down the middle. Maya with the pass to Tatum. Tatum quick sets to Maddie. Maddie with the thunder strike in the middle. So the Jags get the point. Maddie will check out. Nora checks into the back row. Oh, she's going to head back to serve for the Jags. Sophie in the front row. Hard low serve. Roosevelt able to get it up to their right side. They go into the block of Sophie, and Sophie with the block at the net. Beautiful block by Sophie there. Roosevelt trying to go cross court, unable to do so with the big block by Sophie. So Nora back to serve again. Deep serve down the middle. Roosevelt setting up their outside. Goes cross court. Addie with the pass to Tatum to Sophie, who hits a roll shot over the block and down. A great shot by Sophie there is going to force Roosevelt to take their first timeout of the set, as the Jags increase the lead to 8 here in this first set. Games going on all over the place here at the Urbandale tournament. Some very good teams. Right next to us, we have Johnston playing against Dallas Center. Grimes looks like DCG up 12-5 in that first set over there against Johnston. After the timeout, both teams back out onto the court. Nora back to serve again. Nora, hard low serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to get it up. They're going to set up their outside hitter. Hits it deep. That's going to be too deep, out of bounds. So the Jags with another point will send Nora back looking for more. Nora, hard cross-court serve. Roosevelt gets it back onto the court. They tip it over. Megan goes diving, gets a hand on it. Not able to get it back up, though. So Roosevelt will stop Nora's run at the service line, now getting set to serve. And Nora will swap out. Maddie will come in and swing right back out for Maya in the back row. Roosevelt serving down the line. Addie with the pass to Tatum. Tatum to Sophie. Sophie hits it over the block. Roosevelt gets the dig. They're going to set their outside hitter. Hits a roll shot over Maya, able to get the dig to Tatum. Tatum back sets to Megan. Megan goes cross court. Roosevelt gets the dig. It hits off the ceiling and comes down into the net. So a kill for Megan on the right side. We'll send Megan back to serve for the Jags. Megan starting off the game with a couple of aces. Hard cross-court serve. Roosevelt able to get it up. They're going to set their right side, who tries to get it back on the court, but it was a little tight and wide on the net. So it went a little bit low. Megan with another serve. Hard low serve off the net and over. Another ace for Megan. 3 here in this first set. And the Jags starting to push away. Megan, hard low serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to get it up. They set up their middle. It goes Into the block of Sophie, and Sophie with another block. So the Jags 2 points away from taking set number one. Megan, short serve. Roosevelt goes diving for that ball. Sets up the right side hitter. Hits a roll shot over. Ellie with the pass to Megan. Megan, quick sets to Sophie. Sophie goes cross court and catches the sideline. A beautiful cross court kill by Sophie. Megan serving set point number one. Hard low cross court serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their outside hitter who hits a roll shot over. Addie with the dig to Megan. Megan back sets to Tatum. Tatum goes off the block and out of bounds. Kill for Tatum on the right side. And that will do it for set number one. The Jags will take it 21-7. We will take a quick set break before we head to set number two. Great time to hit the restroom, grab a drink, and get ready for some more great volleyball on this scorcher of a day. So when this is green. After the set break, we are headed to set number two. Roosevelt will be starting with serve here in set number two after the Jags started in the first set. In the front court for the Jags, we have Addie, Sophie, and Tatum. In the backcourt, Megan, Sydney, and Ellie. Maya awaiting lineup validation to replace Sydney in the back row. Our games today are at our first game right now at 8, and then we'll play again roughly around 10, and then roughly around 1 o'clock. On the other side of the court, it looks like Johnston has made a push against DCG. DCG still up 4 now, 15-11. But Johnston, a big run. Sydney checks out of the back row. Maya checks in, and the Jags ready for serve receive here in the second set. And immediately, Roosevelt will make a substitution before they start serve. Roosevelt has the ball. We are ready to get this second set underway. Roosevelt with the first serve of the second set. Hard cross-court serve. That's going to be a little bit wide out of bounds. So the Jags will start with the first point here in set number two. Megan, Kaylin will head back to serve. She came in for Addie while I was watching the ball go out of bounds. Kaylin, low serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to get it up. They set up their middle. They tip it through the block. Kaylin gets it up. Megan gets it over. Roosevelt sets up their back row, hits a roll shot over. Tatum pops it up to Sophie. Sophie tips it over. Roosevelt tips it back. Megan Passes it to Maya. Maya sets up Tatum on the right side. She goes deep. That's going to be a little bit too deep, out of bounds. So Roosevelt will get their first point of the set. Now getting set to serve. Fantastic one-arm dig there by Kaylin to get that ball up to give the Jags a chance. Roosevelt deep serve down the middle. Maya with a pass to Megan. Megan setting up Ellie. Ellie goes roll shot over the block. Roosevelt able to get the dig. They set up their back row hitter who hits a roll shot off the block. Maya with the pass to Megan. Megan quick sets to Sophie. Sophie through the block. Roosevelt gets the dig. It goes over. Ellie with the pass to Megan. Megan back to Ellie. Ellie tips it over the block. Roosevelt tries to get it up. Unable to do so. So the Jags will get the point. Sophie checks out. Sydney will check into the front row as Maya heads back to serve. Maya Hardlow serve just a little bit too low into the net. Caught the top of the tape and rolled down. So Roosevelt now getting set to serve. Roosevelt hard serve down the line. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan back sets to Tatum. Tatum cross court for the kill on the right side. So the Jags get the ball back. Tatum heading back to serve. Tatum cross court serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their outside who has to bump it over. Sydney with the pass to Tatum. Tatum back to Ellie. Ellie goes cross court. Roosevelt gets it up, but it goes sideways off the wall. So the Jags will get the point. Ellie with the kill on the outside. Tatum will head back to serve again. Tatum, hard cross-court serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their outside hitter. Hits it cross-court. Maya with the dig to Tatum. Tatum back to Ellie. Ellie goes a little bit low into the net. So Roosevelt will get the point, down one. Now getting set to serve. Roosevelt low serve down the line. Ellie pops it up to Tatum. Tatum to Megan. Megan goes off the block and backwards. That's a kill for Megan. A little quarter shot or quarter set to Megan. Kaylin checks out. Addie checks into the front row. Ellie back to serve for the Jags. Ellie low serve down the middle. Roosevelt in trouble. Gets it back on the court. And they try to bump it over, but it hits the antenna. So the Jags with the point, pushing the lead to 3. Ellie will head back to serve, looking for more. Ellie hard low cross court serve. Roosevelt able to get it up. They set up their outside. Hits it off the block. Roosevelt gets a finger on it, but it goes sideways out of bounds. Beautiful block there. I couldn't tell who exactly blocked that ball. Might have been Tatum, might have been Megan, might have been Sydney. 3 possibilities. Either way, Ellie with the serve. Cross court, Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their right side hitter who hits a roll shot over. Ellie with the dig to Tatum. Tatum out to Addie. Addie they're going to say the ball was just a little bit low on that swing. It hit into the net. So Roosevelt will get the point, now getting set to serve. Roosevelt hard serve at Ellie, able to pop it up to Tatum. Tatum to Megan. Megan pushes it cross court. Roosevelt in trouble, not able to get it. So the Jags with the point. Sydney will check out. Nora will check in and head back to serve as Maya heads out. Sophie heads into the front row. A quick update, Johnston against DCG. Johnston back to within 2 here. Make that 1. Nora with the serve. Nora hard low serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their middle. Hits it through the block. Tatum with the dig to Nora. Nora to Megan. Megan goes a little bit low into the net. And so Roosevelt will get the point as Nora checks out. Maya will head into the back row as they do that 3-woman weave. Roosevelt Deep serve down the line. Ellie able to pop it up to Tatum. Tatum to Addie. Addie goes cross court for the kill. That's a kill for Addie on the outside. So Megan will head back to serve for the Jags. Megan deep serve down the middle. Roosevelt in trouble, able to pop it up. They're going to have to bump it over. Ellie with the pass to Megan. Megan to Addie. Addie goes deep. That's another kill for Addie on the outside. A beautiful power shot by Addie. Didn't give Roosevelt a whole lot of time to think about whether that ball was in or out. They threw their hand up and caught their hand and went backwards out of bounds. Megan, hard low serve, cross court. Roosevelt able to get it up. Not able to get a clean pass and set. So the Jags with the point will force Roosevelt to take their first timeout of set number 2 as the Jags increase the lead to 6 here. On the other side, DCG serving set point. And DCG will take set number 1, 21-18. After Johnston going down big, catching all the way up, but falling just a little bit short at the end. Jags back out onto the court. Megan back, ready to serve. Roosevelt breaking huddle, falling into position. We are ready to resume this set. Megan with the serve. Low cross-court serve off the net. Roosevelt able to get it up. They're going to set up their middle. Hits it in the block. Gets blocked. Roosevelt able to get the dig. They set up their outside. Blocked at the net again. Roosevelt gets it to their right side. Hits a roll shot down the line. Maya with the dig to Sophie. Sophie to Addie. Addie tries to go cross-court just a little bit low into the net. So Roosevelt will get the stop. Down 5. Now getting set to serve. Roosevelt, hard low serve down the middle. Maya gets it up. Sophie gets it up. Ellie has to bump it over. Roosevelt setting up their offense to a little bit of confusion. I think it was supposed to go a quick set to the middle, but the middle came in. Outside wasn't ready for the set. It was a little shallow of the outside position. So the Jags will get the point. Addie checks out. Kaylin checks in. Now getting set to serve. Kaylin deep serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their middle, who tips it cross court. Megan pops it up to Maya. Maya setting up Ellie. Ellie goes off the block and backwards. Roosevelt gets the dig. They set up their back row hitter. Hits it over the block. Kaylin gets it up. Megan sets up Ellie on the outside. Ellie hits a roll shot over. Roosevelt gets the dig. They're going to set up their outside. They tip it over. Tatum gets it up. Megan gets it up. Ellie will bump it cross court. Roosevelt able to get it to their setter, who sets up their back row hitter. Megan gets it up to Maya. Maya sets up Ellie on the outside. Ellie hits it over the block. Roosevelt gets the dig. They set up their right side hitter this time, who hits a tip shot over Maya, able to get it to Megan. Megan tips it over in 2. Roosevelt gets the cover. They push it back over. Megan with the pass to Maya. Maya to Tatum. Tatum goes down the line for the kill. A big point there by the Jags. The longest so far of the game, back and forth. Great cover by both teams. After all that, Kaylin back to serve again. Kaylin, low serve down the middle. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their right side hitter, who hits a roll cross-court shot. Megan gets the dig to Maya. Maya sets up Tatum. Tatum off the block and backwards. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set their back row hitter. Hits it just a little bit low into the net. So the Jags with another point. I hit the wrong side there. Jags with another point, pushing the lead to 8 as Kaylin back to serve again. Kaylin, low serve. That's going to be a little bit too low into the net. So Roosevelt down 7 with the serve. Low cross-court serve. Maya able to get the pass to Megan. Megan quick sets to Sophie. Sophie around the block and down. A little bit of a float set drew Sophie just outside the range of the blocker, and she was able to knock it down. Maya back to serve for the Jags. Maya, deep serve cross court. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set their middle. Hoots it cross court, but that goes a little bit wide out of bounds. So the Jags with the point. Maya back to serve again. Maya, deep cross court serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their right side, who tips it. Confusion there on the Jag side. Thought the set was going towards the middle. The defense adjusted, and then the setter flipped it back to the right side, and she tipped it over the block. Roosevelt, hard low, cross court serve. Maya pops it up for Megan. Megan sets it up. Ellie has to bump it over. Roosevelt setting up there outside. They tip it over. Ellie gets it up. Sydney gets it up. Maya hits it over. Roosevelt sets up there outside. They tip it deep. Kaylin gets it up. Maya gets it up. Sydney bumps it over. Roosevelt setting up their offense again to the right side. They go into the block. It's blocked. Maya able to get it up to Megan. Megan to Tatum. Tatum down the line. And that is just a little bit wide out of bounds. The Jags a little bit in scramble mode on that point. Roosevelt eventually able to capitalize on the error. Roosevelt with the serve. Low serve down the middle. Kaylin with the pass. Megan out to Ellie. Ellie goes cross court. Roosevelt there with the dig. It goes over. Sydney tips it over, and then Roosevelt on the tip over bumps it over the net and out of bounds, so the Jags will get the point. Tatum will head back to serve. Tatum, deep cross-court serve. Roosevelt able to pop it up. They're going to set up their right side hitter. Pushes it down the line, but it goes wide out of bounds. And the Jags within 3 now of taking set number 2 in the game as Tatum heads back to serve again. Tatum, cross-court serve. Roosevelt pops it up and over. Maya with the pass to Tatum. Tatum's quick set. Sydney through the block. Roosevelt in trouble, hits it sideways out of bounds. So the Jags now 2 points away from taking the second set and the game. Tatum with another serve. Deep serve down the middle. Ace for Tatum. And the Jags serving set game point number 1 here in the second set, as they have to chase that ball down. Tatum trying to close out this set with the serve. Cross-court serve. Roosevelt able to pop this one up. They're going to set their outside hitter. It's a roll shot over. Kaylin with the pass to Tatum. Tatum out to Ellie. Ellie goes cross-court for the kill. And that will do it for the second set. Jags will take it 21-9. Again, we'll play right around 10 o'clock. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you at 10. Go Jags!